Hello, good morning students. Now today we are going to learn the life cycle of Plasmodium. Okay. There are different species of Plasmodium, and Plasmodium belong to the kingdom Protista, phylum Protozoa. So Plasmodium is a unicellular eukaryotic organism, and it causes malaria disease in human being. So Plasmodium are also called the malarial parasite. So now the life cycle of Plasmodium we will discuss today. Okay. So there are different species of Plasmodium like Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malariae. So now we will start the life cycle of Plasmodium. The Plasmodium is a digenetic parasite, means its life cycle completed in the two hosts. One host is the human beings and the another host is the female Anopheles mosquito. And now its life cycle completed in three stages, that is called the schizogony. You can see here schizogony. Now the another one is the gamogony. Now you can see here is the gamogony, and now the another one is the sporogony. So life cycle of Plasmodium completed in three phases, that is called the schizogony, gamogony and sporogony. The schizogony is actually asexual reproduction that occurs in the human being. In human being, asexual reproduction of Plasmodium occurs in the liver cells and in the RBCs in the blood. Okay. So, and the gamogony occurs in the gut or stomach of female Anopheles mosquito, and the sporogony occurs on the wall of the stomach. So now, first of all, when an infected Anopheles mosquito bite a healthy person to suck the blood, while the mosquito make the puncture in the skin of human being, it pours some saliva from the salivary gland, because saliva acts as the anticoagulant, so that it helps the mosquito to suck the blood continuously. But along with the saliva, sporozoites, this is the infective stage of Plasmodium, that also enter into the human body. But so this sporozoites, this is the infective stage of Plasmodium that enter in the blood of human being. But within half an hour, these sporozoites leave the blood and enter into the liver and attack the liver cells. And in the liver cells, the sporozoites now starts the schizogony. Actually, schizogony occurs in the three steps, that is called the pre-erythrocytic schizogony. Then we say the exoerythrocytic schizogony. Then we say the post-erythrocytic schizogony. So now we will talk only the pre-erythro. Pre-erythro means erythrocytic, means the erythrocytic means the life cycle in the blood. Erythrocytes is the blood. So before the blood. So before blood or before RBC, erythrocytes are the RBC. So before the RBC, the cycle occurs in the liver cells. So that's why it is also called the pre-erythrocytic schizogony. So now the sporozoites now enter into the liver cell. Now enter in the liver cell, now they take the nutrients and the increases in size, and this grows to forms the schizone testes. This is called the schizone. And now in the schizone, multiple fission occurs, because in Plasmodium the asexual reproduction occurs by multiple fission, means the nucleus divides to form the many nuclei, and then cytoplasm also divides to forms the many merozoites. Now you can see this is the merozoites. And now after that the liver cell rupture, and these merozoites now liberated outside from the liver cells in the sinusoids of the liver, blood spaces of the liver. These merozoites are also called cryptozoites. Now these cryptozoites again attack the liver cells and again repeat the same cycle, that is called the exoerythrocytic zygogony. And now after this two cycle, these merozoites now leave the liver and now again re-enter into the blood and attack the RBC. Now you can see that this is the RBC. So now these merozoites enter into the RBC, and in the RBC they feed on the hemoglobin, increases inside. This actively feeding stage is also called the trophozoite. This is called the trophozoite stage. This is the actively feeding stage, you can see. Now after that it changes into the signet ring stage, then changes into amoeboid stage, and then it changes into the zygont stage. And again in the zygont, that the zygogony occurs, that is called the erythrocytic zygogony, means occurs by the multiple fission. This is also the asexual reproduction that occurs in the RBC, and it forms the many merozoites are produced. Now in this stage, actually when the merozoites feeds upon the hemoglobin, it breaks the hemoglobin and eat the protein part of the hemoglobin, but the iron parts of the hemoglobin accumulated and forms the poisonous material that is called the hemojoin. Now you can see there is the hemojoin, and now after that this RBC cell rupture and these merozoites are now liberated into the plasma. Again it attack the liver RBC cell, and again this repeat this erythrocytic zygogony. This is called the erythrocytic zygogony, and after 2-3 cycle in the RBC, now these merozoites now changes into the gametocytes. Now they changes into the gametocytes. Due to the breaking of this RBC and liberation of hemojoin, the fever or chilled and the fever occurs. So that's why this is called the malarial fever that occurs due to this poisonous material that is called the hemojoin, that is formed due to the accumulation of this iron part of the hemoglobin, and when the RBC rupture, this hemojoin also liberated in the plasma, and this causes the malarial fever. After some 2-3 cycle, that is called the erythrocytic zygogony. So in the liver cell occurs the pre-erythrocytic or exoerythrocytic zygogony, and in the RBC it occurs the erythrocytic zygogony. Now you can see, and now this is the cycle repeated 2-3 times. After that, these merozoites now changes into the microgametocytes and the mega or macrogametocytes. After this, these gametocytes cannot grow further in the human blood because they require the cold-blooded condition. They cannot grow further in the warm-blooded condition. And in that situation, if a mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito, suck the blood of that person, now along with the blood these gametocytes enter into the stomach of the mosquito. Now in the stomach of the mosquito, these microgametocytes now develop to form the microgametes or male gametes. This process is called the X-flagellation process. So this microgametocyte finally changes into the microgamete or male gametes. Likewise, this macrogametocyte or the megagametocytes in the stomach changes into the female gamete, or you can say that the megagamete या macrogamete. And then there is the fertilization occurs. This is the microgamete or male gamete, and now this is the female gamete or the macrogamete. Now after this process is called the gamogony that occurs in the gut or stomach of the mosquito. After fertilization, it forms the zygote. Now the zygote is the non-motile, but it immediately changes into the active elongated eukainate stage. This is called the eukainate. Now this eukainate penetrates the wall of a stomach and comes to lie in the just below the outer surface of the epithelium. This is the outer epithelium of the wall of a stomach. So just below, and now it is encysted. It forms the cyst wall around this zygote. That is called the oocyst oocyst stage. After that again the multiple fission occurs and the nuclei forms the many nuclei, and then many sporozoites are produced. This process is called the sporogony, that occurs in the wall of the stomach of the female Anopheles mosquito, and then this cyst wall now rupture and the sporozoites are liberated, that they comes in the hemocoel, means the cavity outside the stomach, and from there now they reaches to the salivary gland and accumulated in the salivary gland. When the such mosquito now suck the blood of a healthy person, now it pour the sporozoites into the healthy person, and now again the cycle starts. So this is the life cycle of Plasmodium that completed in the 3 stages, that is called the zygogony. This is the asexual cycle, occurs by multiple fission. And zygogony occurs in the liver cell as well as in the RBC. When liver cell occurs, this is called the pre-erythrocytic, and then it is called the in the RBC it is called the exoerythrocytic. This is the asexual reproduction that occurs in the human body by multiple fission or zygogony. And now when this merozoites changes into the microgametocyte and the macrogametocyte, they enter into the stomach of the mosquito. When the mosquito suck the blood of that infected person, and in the stomach this microgametocyte changes into male gamete, or you can say that the microgamete, and the megagametocyte or the macrogametocyte changes into the female gamete, and then fertilization occurs. After fertilization, zygote form, zygote changes into the ookinete, ookinete penetrates the wall of the stomach and comes to lie just below the outer epithelium of the stomach, and it forms the cyst wall around this, and that is called the oocyst stage. And then again multiple fission occurs, means zygogony occurs, and that process is called the sporogony, in which many sporozoites are produced, and now these sporozoites now stored in the salivary gland, and when that infected female Anopheles mosquito suck the blood of a healthy person, the sporozoite enter into the human body. So this is the life cycle of Plasmodium. Thank you.